everybody, welcome back. I am finally going to show you the dip powder stuff that I have been talking about and so obsessed with. I did ask Bailey if I could do his nails, to which he responded with a big hell no, followed by asking me repeatedly, what's the matter?
Spider, 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 spider.
To which I responded, what's the matter is that I've got a talking bird. So I really wanted to do this video and just include a few tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. I haven't been doing this very long, but each time I do it, it gets better and better. And there's another creator on here. Her name is Chelsea. Her channel page is Sip and Dip. I will put all of that information in the description, but if you want lots of tutorials, lots of information, that is an amazing channel. Her whole channel is dedicated to do-it-yourself nails, and I'm actually surprised that I have been enjoying this as much as I have, but you can ask Lee. I've been really excited about doing my nails at home, and today I'm going to be doing some Christmas themed nails. I use a company called Revel Nail. I'm an affiliate. I will put all of that information in the description as well. If you click on that link, I do get a small commission if you purchase something, but there's also a code for 20% off. It is RNChristy20. Thank you in advance for using that. So something that I've learned is super important for the quality, the finish of the nail, and the lasting of the nail is to do the prep correctly, which includes pushing back, cleaning up cuticles, making sure that your hands are nice and dry, and then buffing the nail to take the shine off so that the dip powder actually sticks. This glass cuticle pusher will also be linked in my Amazon storefront along with all of the other products that you see here in this video. So I'm just taking the end, and it doesn't take much pressure, but you just gently push that cuticle back. And then it's also got this pointy end to kind of clean up around the edges like so. I actually did this last night already after I soaked them, but I'm just gonna make a quick pass again really quickly. I actually tend to spend a lot of time on the prep just because it does make such a big difference. I should also mention that this can get pretty messy, so I like to put this is actually a puppy pee pad because I have a cat that would rather pee on that than in the litter box, so I have plenty of these laying around, and I always put one up under me just because it gets super messy. And it gets super messy with me just because I prefer glitter, anything shiny on my nails. So the glitter does seem to make a much bigger mess. And so I just put this down because I have a nice kitchen table and I don't want to mess it up. The cuticle pusher comes in a nice little case since it is glass, which is really nice. The next step is to use your buffing block to buff the shine off of your fingernail so that the dip powder and the adhesive will stick to the nail better. Alright, the next step is to apply the adhesive and then dip the nail. It is simple, but there are a little bit of tricks that I can give you to make it a little bit easier. And don't expect the first time that you do it to be perfect, but using these things will help and you will get better each time you do it. So I take these little wooden stick things. I got them off Amazon, and you just want to stir the dip powder and make sure it's evenly dispersed. So this red is actually a chunky flake, which is a little bit different than glitter, and I am 1000% obsessed with the flake. So this is the adhesive, and the trick to this is that you only need a very small amount. You do not need a lot at all. You want very little product on the brush. So after the excess is wiped off, when you go to apply it, you want to keep your fingernail aimed down so that none of this product will get back in the cuticle area. And when you go to apply, you want to start down here, press the brush, let it fan out a little bit, and then push back. And then go to the end of the nail, like so. That keeps too much product from getting on the cuticle area. Wherever you put this adhesive is where the glitter is going to go. And then you want to take your brush and wipe it and then put it back into the bottle to prevent contamination. So when you go to dip, you want to kind of dip at an angle like this. Pull it out, and then you want to tap off the excess. And as you can see on this dip, I didn't quite get it very good on the sides, but I'm going to do another coat, so I will make sure and get that on the next round. And then you just repeat this step on the rest of your nails. Fan the brush, push it back, and then to the end of the nail. And then you can also take your little wooden tool, take that pointed edge, and just clean up around the cuticle and along the edges so that you get a nice even finish. I forgot that I was gonna do some gold on my ring finger and just dipped it in the red, so we're just doing all red nails. I knew that would happen trying to film a tutorial. Okay, after the first round of dip, you want to take your brush that comes in the starter kit and just brush the excess off. And then it is time to do a second coat. This time I will pay closer attention to where it is thin, and I need to make sure and coat really well. So I just finished 2 layers of the red dip powder, and now I'm going to go in and do a layer of clear just to add some protection and longevity because I love them so much and I want it to last. Okay, so I have 2 coats of red flake color, and then I have a coat of clear. Now it's time to take the activator and apply it to the nails really quickly. You do not have to be super precise with this. Literally just a couple of quick passes. All that does is activate the dip so that it hardens. So after the nails harden, which takes about a minute or 2, you're going to want to take your file and shape them. This is where I spend most of my time, and I feel like this step is extremely important. So I'm going to take my file and I'm going to make some passes down the sidewalls and make sure that the end of the nail is shaped the way that I want it. And then this is the most important part. Down here at the nail bed, I spend a lot of time filing this part down so that it doesn't get caught and lift. So not only do you want to file that down, but around the outside of the nail, you just want to have a natural shape of the nail where it would be thinner towards the sidewalls, thinner at the nail bed down here. Also, you want to use this all over the nail just to get it nice and smooth, and just spend time shaping it the way you want it. You don't want, because there's so many layers on here, you don't want it to be thicker than necessary. So that's why I spend so much time on this step. I think it's the most important step for longevity and just the finish of the nail in general. So that's what my thumb looks like after I'm done with that step. And I'm going to do this for each nail. Again, I want to reiterate that spending time back here and filing that down is super important to prevent lifting. If you don't spend the time on this step right here, then after a few days, this here at the base of the nail bed will start to lift, and you'll notice it when you run your fingers through your hair and your hair gets caught underneath. Trust me, you want to spend the time shaping your nails. This does start to really hurt my neck after a while, but if you haven't been internally decapitated, you should be okay. I find if I spend any time, more than just a few minutes of looking down at something like my phone or doing my nails, that really seems to aggravate my neck a lot. So if my posture looks weird, I'm trying to compensate for that. I do want to add too that the first time I did this, I really damaged the skin. I couldn't quite shape the way I wanted to without hitting the skin back here. So I found if you take the curved end and you kind of point it at an angle, you have a lot better control of where you are filing without damaging your skin. So I think that's just something that takes a little bit of practice. But again, like I said, I spend a lot of time on this step. I think it's crucial, basically, to the fit and finish of the final product. You can also reduce time at this step by using, I think it's called the apex method when you dip, which is a little bit of a different technique than I did today, and that is explained very well on Chelsea's page, the Sip and Dip YouTube channel. I will have that link below if you would like to go check that out. I have not tried that technique yet, but I can see where it might be beneficial. Okay, now that all of that is done, you want to take your buffing block again and buff the nails and get them nice and smooth. Then we will put on the finish gel and be done. This step is what gets your nail nice and smooth. Before this step, it's going to feel a little bit coarse, but with this right here, it's going to get it nice and smooth, and you will appreciate not having a lumpy finish like I did the first time that I did this. I just followed the instructions that came with it before I watched any tutorials. and watching some tutorials made a huge difference. First time I did my nails, they were super rough and just not, the finish was just not great, but watching the tutorials and following those suggestions made all the difference for me, and this was one of those steps that I missed the first time. This is also one of those things where you really have to trust the process too, because it does not look good until the very last step. So the whole time you're going to be looking at your nails like, I don't know about this. This isn't looking promising, but trust me, it all comes together on that last step. Are you getting bored? Okay, they are filed, shaped, and buffed and ready for the finish gel. Hopefully you are not like me and wearing a black shirt, because if you are, it's covered by now. But this last step is where it all comes together. This is the finish gel that comes in the starter kit. You are going to need to do 2 coats of this and then it is done. This is where the magic happens. This is where it all comes together. Sometimes it's easier to get your fingers off the table. You do want to try to get a smooth finish with this, because if it's not smooth, you will be able to feel it. But I don't actually know what this is made of, but think of it like resin. This is when you can really see the flakes in the dip powder. Not all dip powder has flakes. In fact, your first time, you probably want to do just a color with no glitter or flakes, because it does add a little bit of work to it and a little bit more of a mess. It's not as forgiving. But I am a glitter nail person all day, every day. And the glitter, as pretty as it is, to me, the flakes, the dimension that you get is so pretty. All right, there is 1 coat. I am going to quickly apply a 2nd coat and then it will be done. I know I said that was the final step, but there is one tiny little step, but that is just cuticle oil. I love this particular brand and cuticle oil right here. If you order the starter kit with Revel, they do come with their own cuticle oil, but Chelsea from Sip and Dip recommended this, so I used her affiliate link and bought this, and I have been really happy with it. That finishing gel is going to take about 2 minutes to dry, but once it's not sticky, then you just apply the cuticle oil and you are all set. I am actually an idiot and horrible at multitasking. After I put 2 coats of the finishing gel on, I remembered that I was supposed to go back and put the activator back on after I buffed, and I missed that step and my finishing gel was staying sticky too long. And then I remembered, oh crap, I forgot to put the activator on again. So I did that real quick, and now I am going to just add 1 more coat of the finishing gel and then I will be done after the cuticle oil. Okay, now it's drying. Apparently that 2nd coat of activator is super important. Now it's time for the cuticle oil. Just a couple drops on the cuticles, rub it in, and then you are good to go. I'm going to let that cuticle oil soak in just for a few minutes, and then I'm going to wash my hands. But it's done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are terrible at multitasking like me, please don't forget to apply the activator for a second time after you shape and buff your nails. For more tutorials, please go check out Chelsea's page. Her tutorials are amazing. I just wanted to do this quick little video to show you guys that it's pretty easy to do yourself. I'm really enjoying it, and everything shown in this video will be linked in the description. I will put my affiliate links where I will get a small commission if you decide to purchase. Absolutely no pressure. I'm going to do this regardless of if anybody uses my affiliate link, so I just wanted to share it with you all because there's something about having these flaky nails that just makes me so happy. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week, and if I don't see you before Christmas, a Merry Christmas. I will see you all very soon. Say bye, Bailey. Say bye.